Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Big Boss Ray.
Issa Rae.
Big Boss Ray.
I'm back. What's up, guys?
Coming in here looking all fly in the morning.
Thank you. I'm a little hot, I'm not going to lie.
You hot?
Yeah,
Okay.
but if I take this off, my nipples will show, I was told.
Well, that's what 5 years, $300 million look like with HBO.
All in your pocket.
5 years.
Already?
She got that NBA max deal, baby.
Goodness gracious, well,
Come on, give me, round of
we
applause
should
for
be giving
that.
you flowers. You see that? Well,
Thank
we tried to do the
you.
Issa Rae, but the S deflated. So we
That's
just
not our
take
fault.
it.
I missed this
We just take
What did you
it.
think this was when you walked in?
past it.
Y'all be having hella stuff in here. So.
That's true.
That's your
y'all are
name.
amazing.
Unfortunately, it says Issa Rae.
Yes,
No,
it
one of the
Yeah.
S's wasn't blown up.
They're deflated.
Okay, that's okay. I'll take what I can get.
But we
This
got
is
food
beautiful.
and we got champagne
Yeah.
and
Right.
Prosecco.
Give me some.
Daniel!
Please.
We want to give you your flowers.
This
we
is so
appreciate your work.
nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
We don't
There's
give
so
each
much-
other our flowers enough, so we want to give you a flower and say thank you.
Do you
So much
realize
to
the
celebrate
impact?
professionally and personally. So congratulations on everything. I know we haven't seen each other in person
Yeah.
for quite some time because you was definitely nervous in the beginning of that pandemic.
Oh my God, I was, but I still that was one of the highlights of my pandemic. Y'all are amazing.
Get the Prosecco too,
What?
Daniel. She likes Prosecco.
Okay.
Bring the
it's
orange
amazing.
juice.
I'm gonna eat the
Is that a-
expensive shit.
And that's your flowers.
That's Ace of Spade, right?
And my flowers.
Go with
too.
flowers.
Jesus Christ, Taylor.
Good, good, good,
Come on,
Taylor.
Taylor. Knock
This
over the
is
balloons.
Incredible. Thank
You gotta
It's
walk
okay.
around
You
with
can
that
deflate
all day.
the A too. It doesn't really matter.
Do you realize the impact you have on black people, but especially young black women?
I mean, I try not to think about all that, but people have been really generous about saying, how the show might have influenced them, how it might have made them feel like they could do it, and that's special to me.
We've been doing this show for 11 years, and I've never seen a lot of black women here as excited for you coming today. Like those 3 women out there work on my TV show, Rachel, Bree, and Leilani,
Shout out
and they
to
were
them.
all super excited to see you.
Not even that. Taylor was
Taylor,
like, yeah, she was like my best
my
friend.
best
coming to me. And I
friend.
was like, who's your best friend? I never met her. She was
That's
like,
my girl.
Issa Rae. I'm like, get out.
Nyla, who works up here, she got her makeup done,
Yo,
put on a fresh shirt, all because you was
Fresh
coming.
shirt.
that's love.
Is it
Thank
surreal
you.
though, seeing the impact?
Hell yeah, it's surreal. I don't think it really hit me until we announced that the show was gonna be ending, and then it was just like all the love. It made me emotional. And when I think about, I've talked about it a million times before, the shows from the '90s and the impact that they had on me. I hope that we'll have an impact on the next generation in the same way, where they cherish it with their own memories.
I told you I'm having a little viewing party just for the I don't even do stuff like that, but I was like, okay, this is my show. It's coming to an end, so we're going to celebrate it and have a nice premiere party.
You're amazing for that. I hope people have hella watch parties. Like, it's just, I hope that people watch it with their friends, watch it with their families. Our final episode airs the day after Christmas on Kwanzaa. So I hope
How
people
fitting.
have big viewing parties and get to watch it with their family and loved ones.
Well, let's get to the shits. Why'd you decide to kill off Lawrence this season?
He just had to go. He had his time on Charlamagne, Lawrence.
Why does he have to
Hive.
go?
Just because he just had a new baby on the show?
Niggas with babies gotta die. That's
Whoa.
just my motto. You gotta die. Outside babies.
Please.
You
Let's
gotta
just
die.
take that quote and take it out of context
He's a racist. Niggas with babies gotta die.
and let that live.
Show up on.
So for people
Okay.
that don't know, why are you ending Insecure?
I mean, since season 1, I knew that I wanted to have 5 seasons, and I talked to Prentice about it. He was like, "How long you want to go?" And I was like, 5. And he was like, "Okay, sounds about right." But it felt like that's the amount of time to tell a concise story. I like shows that I could watch with endings. I don't, and I like to leave when I feel.
At your high.
Yeah, like don't overstay your welcome is a big motto. And also just like I've been saying professionally, it's one thing to be a part of a show that you love, but like asking people to give 5 years, actors, writers, whatever it is, of their life to a show felt like, it feels like a lot.
If you
And I
did
know
6
people
or 7,
get.
I don't think they would complain. No?
I don't know, man. Like I feel like it ended at the right time. Like we all still love each other. People get other opportunities. So I feel like that was also just timeline wise good because I don't want to ever feel like, I could have done this movie, but I gotta fucking shoot Insecure for season 7. You know?
You want Prosecco or champagne? I'm just.
Oh, please, thank you. I'll take Prosecco, whatever.
I just hate
no,
the
the
cups.
champagne. No, the champagne.
I hate
open.
these
I
cups
That's
that
all
we're
for
actually
you,
giving
Z.
you for the champagne. Do you see these cups?
Cups are kind of cheap.
We should have had red Solo cups.
Terrible.
Something.
Exactly. That's what I drink it
Yeah,
out
what about
of.
the Insecure
No.
movie? Is that a
It
possibility?
just got to see
Absolutely.
this. We got a whole. We just haven't even
Oh
seen
my
it yet.
God.
Jesus.
Let's just skip over that. No.
No, not even. I just don't want to do a movie. What do you need a movie for? Like we did it for 5 years. And I don't get hype about movies. I like the Sex and the City movie, but any other show movie, I've never been like, yes, woo.
Now, if Girlfriends had a movie, we'd get hype.
I mean, yeah, sure. I know you get hype. I love my girlfriends as it is, but actually, to your point, like so that they could feel like because the strike fucked everything up.
Yes,
for them
there's no
and all that.
closure.
Right, they didn't
That's
have,
right.
they didn't, but you are having closure on this.
We're
on
having
this-
closure,
yeah.
but yes, I could see that because they don't have the same closure.
Now let's get to some real topics from the last season because we got a flashback. So let's just say you're dating a guy, but y'all took a break, and he really does get somebody else pregnant.
Right.
Right. Would you advise one of your friends to step away from that relationship or try to work things out if that might have been her soulmate?
She would say, kill him. She'd say, niggas, your baby's gotta die.
Honestly, I tell my friend to step away because, and I think it also depends on the relationship that he has with the baby's mother. Like, are they seeing each other? Are they completely done? If they have a good relationship, I would still be concerned because I'd be like, they got a good relationship. He gonna fuck her again. So like, they're gonna get back together. So just step away and fine. Thank you so much.
Oh, we got
Fine.
a toast before we drink.
Hey.
A toast to 5 years, 300 million to Issa being the boss, big boss Ray.
So much.
Okay.
Okay, now another question, because we see you and Molly may or may not be friends again, right? Are there things, because sometimes friendships go through ups and downs that are unforgivable, while, say, somebody you've been friends with, as long as you've been friends with Molly, are there things that she can do that you can say, I can't ever forgive that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm big on like betrayal. If there is to the other point, if a friend of mine, like I've never even thought about entertaining anybody that my friends have dated, you know? So that is a big thing. Like don't fuck in my same pond.
Even in the industry? Isn't that kind of hard in the industry, though?
I don't really have industry issues like that, but I
Yeah.
understand. I feel like men are more also open to dating the same.
That's weird,
Yeah.
right?
It's weird.
Nah,
no,
it is weird. It's weird.
Y'all
It's
be
weird.
Nah, I
overlapping.
couldn't.
I've seen it. We was just talking about that last week, and I'm like, oh
We just
damn,
seen
they
it with
just
Diddy.
be passing it.
We seen it with
I'm
a
not
couple people.
commenting.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
who
She
it
just
is.
had a party with Diddy. Relax. She ain't got nothing to do with that.
I
Okay.
didn't call nobody else.
Envy a snitch, boy. Envy would drop a dime in a
Sheesh,
heartbeat.
Envy. Anybody else you want to
Lord
name that
have
we don't know
mercy.
about?
Issa, continue. Issa.
What
I
about if
think
what if she's posting subliminals about you on social media while y'all are going through your riff?
That's childish, but I feel like if we can come back from it, but it's childish, and I feel like if you're posting subliminals, that's a cry for help in a different way. Like, why are you not just talking to me?
What if she tells your business to people?
That's what kind of business, you know?
Right, you
Because
know,
I've had that happen. You know, I have friends that have loose lips, but I'm just, you know, it depends on what you're telling.
Right? They're like, Issa got some. She had gonorrhea.
What?
That's fucked up. That's fucked
Jesus
up. You gotta
Goodness
go.
gracious.
It's like, why are you loose lipped about that? And I don't have gonorrhea, so
Well, it goes away.
oh, does it? Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Are you sad about the final season of Insecure? Have you thought about it? Because I know I saw you do a Insecure Fest the other day, so y'all had to watch like all the seasons.
Oh yeah, we're doing. So Insecure Fest is actually this Sunday. We did like a
Oh.
watch party catch up,
Okay.
and that was really fun. And that made me nostalgic. That made me like, it made me just proud of what we had done. It made me look back on some stuff like, God dang, this is what I was working with. But it was in general like, you know, it was special. But I'm not sad. I feel like it's time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm excited. If anything, and I'm excited that people are excited about the end of the show right now, and because I know they're gonna be mad later. Like every time the show airs, it's just lots of opinions, lots of anger. So I'm just like, let's live in the celebration of it right now.
When you said you knew it was going to be 5 seasons, like when you write, do you write like that all the time, like with a 5-season arc or whatever season arc?
No, I really I thought about the end game where I wanted the characters to go, how I wanted them to grow, but I didn't know what the ending was gonna be, and that, you know, even that switched up a lot.
Now,
when you
how
do
is
projects-
Rap-ish framing up?
Ooh, it's going really well. Like I'm in Miami right now, living there, just, you know, making the show, but it's gonna be very different. and it's like an all new cast for the most part, and they're killing it.
What's your mind frame when you do something new? Do you try to beat Insecure? But like, I got to beat these numbers. I got to beat this record. Is that what your mind frame is at?
No, because I'll kill myself. My mind frame is like I want it to be different. I don't want it to be like there are a couple scenes that I picked out where I was like, I don't want people to think about Insecure. Like I want it to stand on its own and be its own body of work. But the comparisons are going to be inevitable, But I'm hype about it.
Is there a soundtrack for your label that's going to go along with rap shit?
Yes, absolutely. Like that's why I'm excited about it too, because it's set in the music world. It's really music centered. So absolutely gonna get a soundtrack. The music is already great.
Because you're a lightweight rapper yourself.
Not after watching this. I'm like, I'm never rapping again.
Do people walk up to you and rap to you in the street randomly?
Yo, that just happened to me in Miami last week. And this dude was like, don't make me like, I'll rap alongside you. And I thought he was trying to get signed. And I'm like, you're a rapper? He was like, oh, no. I was just been.
How do you feel about that when they do it?
I mean, it's a little awkward. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I vibe with it. If it's good, I'll vibe with it. But I can't do anything for you,
Yeah.
Like,
Nyla and Bree, don't do it. Don't do it. they was plotting on it earlier.
No, it's awkward.
They was like, I got this rap I've been practicing in the mirror for Issa. Don't do it. All right? Keep it cool.
It's a little awkward, but, I'll receive it. They gotta do that to y'all too, right? I'm sure people
all the time. All the time.
For you guys
People
to play
come
it
to
on
the juice
radio?
bar and rap, and if they see I'm there, they'll run over to the juice bar. That's why I like try to post after I leave. Because if they see that I'm there, they'll come, and like people have definitely rapped for me.
Has anyone been good? Like,
No.
You're a liar.
Okay, I had one situation.
Tell them the two people that you could have had probably back in the day.
They played me J. Cole early on. When he
This
was in St. John's early on.
So he
did you actually listen to it?
A little bit.
Bryson Tiller.
And Bryson Tiller. Those two.
For J. Cole, what was your response?
You know what? It was early on. This is when he was in college. He went to St. John's. He's, my manager and his wife are related cousins. So they played it early on, and I just didn't get it yet. I didn't think he was there yet.
And be lying. And he
has
said
no
he's
ear.
broke.
No, I didn't say that.
But I'm like, he's in college.
I didn't say that at all.
He's on the come up.
No,
Give
I
him
didn't
a
say that at all.
chance.
I just didn't think he was there yet. And then Bryson Tiller, I didn't hear. It was just.
And are you fans of both now?
Yes, absolutely.
Massively? Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, how do you think you've avoided being labeled like, I guess, an internet star? Because a lot of people get called internet stars now because they came from the internet to have this massive success. You came from YouTube.
Yeah,
But for
I
whatever
mean-
reason, you never get labeled as a internet sensation.
People do. People talk about my
Really?
YouTube upbringing all the time, and I'm not ashamed of it. I feel like I came from the internet, but I don't think that I wasn't a viral star, in that way. So in that way, I understand why I don't have that label, because I didn't have the millions of viewers and blah, blah.
You didn't have a TikTok dance.
No, I didn't have all that. I didn't. But I started on YouTube. But yeah, I don't mind. And a lot of people didn't know. Honestly, a lot of people's first introduction to me was Insecure, which is kind of dope to me too. So some people still don't know that I came from.
But it came from the YouTube videos, right?
I mean, it's two different shows, but I mean, they're both awkward characters.
Got you.
Now, what about unscripted television? How are you liking that world?
Unscripted?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's kind of crazy. People putting their lives out there. Shout out to our Sweet Life crew who just, laid it all on the screen for us. But I love that world. I watch a lot of unscripted show, and at this point, I'm just like, I want to make the shows that I want to watch. I want to make the kind of shows that I want to binge on a Saturday.
Like, what do you watch normally?
What do I watch?
Yeah, like
on
what
the
are some things
unscripted
you've
world?
binged on?
On the unscripted side, I saw it on an airplane one time, obsessed with a show called Vanderpump Rules.
Okay, Lisa Vanderpump.
Yes, Lisa Vanderpump, but it was the people who worked at her restaurant. And now they're so famous, it's like, y'all don't really work in this restaurant. Y'all don't even need to be on this show.
That show still comes on?
It still comes on, but they're all rich. They got babies. They're doing great. They got houses in the Hollywood Hills. And I mean, I like a lot of cooking shows. I like dating shows. I just watched F-Boy Island. That was the best dating show I have watched.
That
in
was
a
good
minute.
promo for that too, because I was like, even the title of it, you're like, what is this about?
What is this doing? But I would say episode 9. Y'all gotta watch this.
You would love 90 Day Fiance if you haven't watched that.
I like Married at First Sight. 90 Day Fiance. I guess I haven't gotten into it yet. It's better than Married at First Sight.
I think you would love it because it's
Okay.
very entertaining. The people on
My
it.
siblings talk about it all the time. They have inside jokes about it, and I was like, well, I'm too late. I'm not getting into it. But that's my type of
You
shit.
got married during the pandemic. So how has that been, marriage in the pandemic? On top of each other all the time.
On top of each other?
Well, not like that, not literally, but you know.
I mean, I'm happy. I'm good. You know, like we went to France and my friends just happened to be there. I was just doing a photo shoot and, you know, the celebration happened.
It's amazing to me that you grew up in a generation of oversharers, but you don't overshare.
Nothing.
Like folks from that generation. I respect that about you so much. Like, how did you avoid being an overshare in the social media era?
I think I did overshare in the beginning when it was just your friends, you know,
Really?
like on Facebook, you know, even early Twitter days. I remember like I was a stupid person at my job tweeting about how much I hated my job.
You were one of those.
I was
That's
one of
so
those
dumb.
at 25, 26.
We had to fire somebody once for that. Well, not here, but at my old job.
And I was like, how? And I made fun of people for doing that. And I was like looking at my old tweets, and I was like, what the fuck? Did I really do this while working?
Where was you
there?
working at?
I don't want to say.
For the fast food?
Because there's still no. I should have been grateful to have that job, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I overshared hella much. And I only really stopped, you know, when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm getting more attention. And I always say, like, I did post, you know, my significant other one time, like a vague picture, and one time these girls who I didn't know, I saw in the comment, they just wrote something like benign, like, see, I told you. And I was like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. I was like, I don't know what this, they're talking about something that I don't have control over, and I don't like that feeling. And so then I was just like, nothing.
I'm with you there, because then people try to like ruin things or say things they don't know anything about. And then also for him, he also has nothing to do with that. So if something happens to you and then people start going on his page or trying to say something to him about it, it's just kind of like annoying.
Yeah, I'm not interested in all of that. And also I be nosy. I know what it's like to be nosy, so I don't want that for me.
But
Does he
make him feel insecure.
I was
too.
about to- does he ever
"You're
get
not
insecure?"
claiming me,
Insecure.
You don't love me. You don't be posting me on your
She
gram.
probably would not marry somebody who felt like that.
That part.
I just want to know why you waited to get all this money to not floss. Like, you was flossing before? You had
I
all
was
the money?
flossing before?
No, I'm saying you said you used to overshare. So, but now,
Oh, I mean,
show
when
us
I was
what that 300 million look like.
what
Big East.
what is this
Big
number?
Boss
What
East.
is this number?
My pockets, bro. He's a bird. He is a bird.
I just respect it. I respect where Issa has come from and what she's doing. That's all.
This NBA number.
You denied it, though, when it first came out. The actual number was 5 year, 40 million. I saw you shoot that down immediately.
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because it's incorrect.
It was bigger.
It
was the 300
just
like I'm talking
incorrect. All right. It was just incorrect. But you know, I'm proud. I feel like, you know, I worked hard. I was lightweight insulted at that number. Like, for 5 years, you think I'm gonna give my shit up?
Yeah.
That number, but I'm blessed, and we're getting to work.
Did the bundles get better after that deal?
It's crazy. Stupid.
You're the worst.
Did they, though? I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, of course they did.
Word.
That's your interest.
I'd like to know. I like to know how people spending a little bit, you know? Like,
I mean, I splurge off. I really only splurge on food. There's not much to floss with me. Food, and then
yacht shit.
You know,
You be saying yacht shit.
parties. Yes.
Clothes.
I love parties.
You have very nice clothes.
I do, but I get to return them. To be honest, if I'm being 100% correct, like I or 100% transparent, like my only splurges. You get a lot of free shit. Y'all know that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like promo stuff mostly. Not a lot of times you get free stuff, but it's not like what you would
It's true.
buy.
It's true. That's true.
Now, when you said on food, how much food are you buying?
I mean, I like to like take people out. I like to I'm the type of person where I'm like, I'm not gonna spend money on a purse, but if you tell me it's a $600 gold dusted burger, I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta try that. You know,
my
stupid
God.
shit like that. I just like culinary experiences. I like to know. I love sushi, like high-end omakase shit. Like, food is my and of course traveling and shit like
Right.
that. But that's not something that you floss.
Does your team expect you to get the bill when y'all go out? Because I would never disrespect you and, you know, try to pay for something when I'm
What you mean?
with you. Like, that would be...
No, you're a man, so you got to. And also you've been doing it longer, so like I go by that. Seniority.
Really?
Mhm, you would have to pay.
Yeah, you
Charlamagne
should
goes
pay.
by who makes more money.
Yes.
And he makes more money. What you say?
No,
Like,
I'm doing okay in life.
all right, come on. You've been doing it a long ass time, so. But no, my team. I wish they would make me pick up the bill. Absolutely
Just
not.
take it out of the check.
Hello, exactly.
Now, what did the pandemic teach you? What did you learn about Issa Rae during the pandemic?
I learned that I'm more restless than I thought I was. That I can be a saboteur. What is that?
Charlamagne has restless anal syndrome, and we were talking about it, and then you said the word restless.
Anal syndrome?
Yeah, where his anal is just stuck and it needs things to do.
Wait, what?
He said, don't listen to these people. These people are insane. They're insane. Don't listen to them this morning. They drinking already this morning. Don't listen to them.
What's the anal?
Angela Yee reported on that this morning. I don't even know it. What is it? It's a side effect of COVID
when
or something.
You have to poop, but then even after you
It's
go,
actually
you
about
still
your
have
anus.
to keep on going, and the feeling doesn't go away.
I hate how y'all interrupted such a nice, deep answer that Issa was trying to get to. You know what I mean?
It was
To
your
talk about
fault.
restless anuses. This is why this show is the way the show
We
is.
keep trying to avoid
Wait.
Jesus Christ.
So you go to the bathroom and you release, and then you still feel like you have more to do?
I have no idea.
And it's
Issa, why
actually
you
they're
looking at
saying
me?
one of the effects of COVID.
Oh, I'm glad. Wow.
Back to
But
the
I feel like that's
restlessness
a metaphor.
you experienced during the pandemic.
I actually feel like that's
Yes.
beautiful. You should
That
embrace
one
that.
word set her off. You said restless. I'm serious.
No, 'cause it's face.
You said restless. Because I looked at you. I was like, here go Yee. Here she go. I know she coming. I know she
Back to
coming.
what you were saying in the crib.
Yeah,
Restless.
I mean, I'm restless, but I really, 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 really appreciated the pandemic. It made me also realize, like, I'm sure a lot of us, I need a rest. I needed to just chill, and I'm at my best when I get to have time to be creative, as opposed to, like, I wrote fucking rap shit during the pandemic,
Wow.
and then it got picked up, and that was a different thing. But I wouldn't have had time
Right.
if I didn't have that break. So it takes the world to end, I guess.
Were you supposed to get married in 2020? I think I read that somewhere, and then had to push
Did
it
you
back.
read it? You read that?
Kinda.
I was supposed to. Yeah, the photo shoot got postponed.
Photo shoot.
There's
by
nothing
the
wrong
way-
with saying mind your business.
No, I mean she posted it, but you look beautiful. The dress was amazing.
Thank you
The
very
bridesmaids
much.
all.
Very
I
well.
mean, the women all randomly had on the same dress.
Yeah, I was so embarrassed for them. Like, y'all with the same shit. Wow. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good ass time.
Now, was there any consideration to do an hour this season per episode?
No. We are a half-hour comedy. It is in the description of the show that HBO bought.
You can change it.
So no, we can't. We literally can't. Sometimes we will submit episodes for HBO's approval that are like 33 minutes, and they'll be like, get it down to 28, 30 seconds. Like that's it. So it's out of our hands. I actually tried. Like the first episode is a little bit longer than 30, and the finale is a little bit longer than 30. But the middle episodes, they don't give us any grace.
Really?
No.
Got to be 30 on the
It
dot.
has to be 28 minutes and 30 seconds on the dot.
Did you have any pressure writing this season? Because you know it's the last season, and you know social media is very
yes.
engaged with Insecure.
My God, yes. I mean, there was hella pressure. I think with 1 through 4, we were really good about shutting all that out. But the weird thing about 4 was we were in the writer's room or the writer's Zoom while the show was airing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to see reactions in real time, and that was interesting. And then, yeah, it just adds the extra pressure when people tell you the show means something to them. When I think about other shows that have ended and they messed it up, like that weighs on my shoulders. But, we got freed later when one of our writers was like, we keep acting like we're ending the show, and these characters' lives aren't ending. Like, they're still going to live on after this. So let's treat it like we're going to write a season 6. And that really changed the game.
So it's open-ended. Don't leave us with something open-ended. You already killed Lawrence, so you can't continue on after season 5 without Lawrence.
I mean, anything can happen.
Like a spinoff?
Niggas die every day, B. I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I love that you have killed Lawrence off. Why you kill him
I
off?
saw the script.
You saw the script and Lawrence
He
died?
keeps on telling people on the air that somebody dies in this season of Insecure.
Yo, I saw that spoiler happened, and I'm like, where did this come from? We've never had any
Charlamagne.
spoilers.
People really
It's you?
believe that.
Lawrence died.
Why would we ever? I would be freaking out if a real spoiler leaked, to be honest. And
So that's not real.
that's not a real spoiler.
Do you care about awards since you have you're so impactful for the culture? Do the awards matter to you?
The awards don't matter. Like, winning awards don't matter. But, like, I have seen getting nominated really puts your show on a map. So that was, that was exciting. I wasn't pressed. I didn't have any expectations. But when our show got nominated, I was like, yes, more people are going to watch it. But people on the squad definitely have feelings about, like, ask Prentice Penny that question, and he's like, we should have got every award. And, yeah, I love how he rides for us. So... yeah, they only matter in the sense of exposure. Like, I want as much people to watch the show as possible.
I mean, y'all opened the doors for a lot of black shows, though, at least for this generation. Because it was like, what, Empire and Insecure?
What? Atlanta,
But that
Queen
came after,
Sugar.
right? Didn't all that come after?
I remember we came out at the same time because I was hella excited. It was us, Atlanta, Queen Sugar, Luke Cage.
Oh, it.
And I think that's what I remember. I was like, oh, we in a renaissance. Let's go. And before that, Blackish and Empire had already
Why do I
been
feel
out,
like
maybe?
Empire and Insecure was before all of that?
I don't know. I don't remember when Empire aired. Maybe we aired at the same time, or maybe they came before us. But I feel like, we started with a good crop of shows.
Is it a real black renaissance in Hollywood, or is it just like performative?
I'm seeing behind the scenes a lot of changes. Like, it is hard to hire an exec right now. It is hard because they're getting swooped up for stupid money. So I can't afford some of the execs that I want. And in that way, like I've always talked about, when black people are in positions of power, hopefully things will change. And we'll see if that's true, because a lot of them are in positions of power right now.
And even with HBO, like having the Black Lady sketch show, which you also you produced that show?
Yeah, I produced that show. It's Robin Thiede's show, and she's a friend, and she had this idea, and I was like, let me take it to HBO, and they bought it.
And then, you know what other shows I like on HBO too? I May Destroy You. I thought that was a really great, powerful
that
show.
So much. It was so good, and it made me like want to step my game up. I know it made a lot of other creatives because it was just so raw. Have y'all seen it? Y'all better watch I May Destroy You.
It's really great.
Watch it. It's
and
so
I learned
good.
a lot from watching that show.
Yeah, about consent. And
Yes,
like what
exactly.
constitutes rape.
Oh,
yeah, I was
with
like,
the young lady from
Making
Bubblegum?
a co-
yes.
Oh, yeah, I did watch a couple episodes of that.
You gotta watch the whole thing.
Like, you cannot have sex with somebody and just take the condom off. Like,
that's crazy.
But I didn't know it was a crime.
Yeah, that is. But that's so foul. I was like, people are really out here doing that just without women's knowledge. But I like the way that it explored all those different things. And yeah, I learned a lot.
I know it's just acting, but did you ever find yourself still in character, not liking Yvonne last season when the camera
Look,
stopped
Yvonne
rolling?
Orji knows how mad I was at her, and she was really she's like, Angela, it's a character. Just relax.
I have never been mad at Yvonne. So
Even
no.
after, like, you didn't have to just like woosah?
No. In fact, my real best friend, who is based off of, she even hit me up and she was like, girl, are we cool? Like, because everybody coming from Molly, aka coming from me. And I was like, no, it's just a show. This is not like the character isn't you anymore. But Yvonne played the shit out of that role. Like,
Yes, she did. That's why we don't like her.
I think on a high key level, it really affected her. Like, her feelings were hurt because people turned on her so quickly
Yeah.
from the first episode. Because
Right.
we were trying to build.
I'm gonna be
to
nicer
it.
to her.
Please do, please do.
I didn't know she was based off your real best friend.
Yeah, she's based off of one of my real best friends.
Wow.
She didn't want me to tell anybody. That's why a lot of people didn't know. But I slowly started like leaking it out, and now more people are finding out.
You got a tight circle of folks that you roll with. Is it hard to trust people? Like, now that you got a 5-year, $700 million deal, what is it?
Goodness gracious, you bird.
What?
No, because I do have a tight knit group of people who are proud but don't care at the same time. Like, nobody. I love that about my friends. Like, they care but they don't care.
I always wanted to know, when you grew up in Maryland and then you moved to LA, how was that shell shock from Maryland to the West Coast? From, because you said it was like an all white school at first,
Yeah.
predominantly white, to black in LA. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in LA. We lived in Senegal, which was like, an African experience that I had never had. And then we went to Maryland, and that was a culture shock too, of just being around.
They said you were playing hockey.
I was not playing
They
hockey.
said
you
swimming
play
and
hockey?
That's what I read. They said street hockey and swimming.
Street hockey.
Hold
no,
on,
I
you
was
play
swimming.
street hockey?
No, I didn't. But
That's wild.
That's so interesting. But no, I was swimming for sure. I played soccer.
Okay.
I played soccer.
In the street?
No, like,
Play street soccer.
organized soccer. There's a group called MSI. That's all I remember about it. And I was a good kicker. I was a bomb ass kicker. I played goalie. And
There
then
was no
moved.
black kids on your team swimming in soccer, right?
There's sure.
Swimming and
I mean, my
soccer.
siblings, my little brother, who was a good swimmer, and I got last place every time. Like, don't get it twisted.
Goodness gracious.
But I know it was a.
I still
terrible
don't know
swim.
how to
I was a little
swim.
heavy. What?
Yeah, I know. I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay.
Ain't no pools in Brooklyn.
There's really not.
It's like, ain't no water in Brooklyn.
I don't know where you going with that.
I was gonna take it. Like,
But
okay.
think about it. Look, Chris Rock just learned how to swim. Jay-Z just learned how to swim. They're from Brooklyn.
That's wild.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
grass and pools in Brooklyn. Okay, but then you
Who
moved to
said
LA.
grass?
Then I moved back to LA, and yeah, that was a culture shock. And I was just, candidly, a little bit lame. And the kids there just didn't fuck with me.
Because you were the white black girl.
I hate that. I hate when people say the white black girl. I mean, they're not you, but I just hate when people say that.
But I was also lame. Like, I was also just really...
What does that mean, though? What does lame mean?
I was just too eager. You know, I was just pressed to make friends. I liked being the class clowns, and my jokes just weren't hitting the same. And then, you know, I moved to a private school, and then I realized that since that private school experience, I've actually been in a black bubble for a very long time until, you know, even insecure and having to work in black spaces. Because even at the private school, there was a black group, but my mom was still like...
It makes it seem like you quarantining from white people.
I mean, I guess. But my mom was just like, at that private school, she was like, you still too white. Like, I don't like this environment for you.
You're still playing hockey and swimming. I'm like, go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
So she was like, so then she moved me to a high school that was on the border of Compton and Watts. Shout out to King
Goodness
Drew.
gracious, that was a shell shock.
But I mean, it was amazing because it was kids that wanted to be doctors. So from all over, it was a magnet school. So it was people from Compton, Watts, from View Park, like I came from. But we all worked at Killer King Hospital, you know, and I thought I wanted to be a doctor. And working at that hospital, working in triage, seeing, you know, the ER room, seeing people in pain, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then, you know, after school, like I was African-American studies major, and then after school I was working in a African-American museum, public theater, all those things. So it was just like, oh, I had only immersed myself into this weird, you know, bubble. And then Insecure happened, and then we were meeting with, like, you know, other writers, and I expanded my horizons. But in the writers' room, I realized, oh, I've only had this experience.
Well, I want all my daughters to be lame then. I'm serious, you know, but that is the thing.
The reason I asked because my daughter was, you know, she grew up the same way. She
Absolutely,
grew up around
mine
white people,
too.
But now that she's in college, she's almost in that black bubble. Like, she's that, so it was like, it was a shell shock. But
Where does she go?
She goes to NYU now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's where I wanted to go to.
But as me and my wife say, that we're black enough for anything that she deals with. So whatever experience she's having over here, is ultra black at home.
Does she embrace, you know, being black?
Yes. Yeah.
How old is
100%. 13.
Oh, okay.
That's the one you met that time? Well, you met her a while ago.
Yeah, but she was not 13.
No, she was younger than.
It's a hard thing though, because I went to private school. I left. I couldn't take it.
What grades?
I went to private school. First of all, I grew up and went to school with all black kids until 7th grade. Then in 7th grade, I went to a private school. I stayed there until 10th grade, but I hated it. And I think they didn't teach them, like, because there weren't a lot of black kids there. And then I just felt it was very racist too.
Yeah.
And so I would feel that, hear that. And I left in 10th grade and went back to public school.
He interned for Wu-Tang.
Wow.
So she's different over there.
And I'm from Brooklyn. I was from Flatbush. There was no white people in my neighborhood.
Like
so going to school,
interning for Wu-Tang, that's major.
That was my first job.
That's
Wu-Tang.
While they were at their prime.
Yeah.
Come on.
That was a big deal back then. That was.
Yeah.
But I had this like vision of them when I was younger. When they first offered me the job, like, I don't know, I think it might be too much for me. But they're actually like the coolest people I ever worked with.
What do they have you doing?
Well, I started off as an intern, then I became the assistant to the CEO.
She was in the video too.
She was definitely in the video.
CEO of Wu-Tang?
He was the CEO. I was his assistant. Riz's brother.
Well, who? Oh,
Divine.
Rizza
I was his
is literally a
assistant.
CEO. So it's a.
His brother was the CEO.
Oh, his brother
Divine.
was the CEO.
Yeah, and so I was his assistant. So basically, I was having meetings with like CEOs of labels and like everything when I was 21 years old.
That's fire. I didn't have that.
It was a great first job.
I did not have that experience at all. I wanted desperately to be in the industry and have those internships, but like that kind of segue is, yeah, that's crucial.
How are you planning to bridge the gap between the motherland and, you know, black Americans? It's got to be in the works, right?
I don't know that I'm the person to do that.
Really?
Yeah,
What you
I don't
mean?
know
You Senegal
that.
born and bred.
I'm not born and bred. I visited. When I go to Senegal, they be like, American girl. You know, like they don't.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Like that's my family. I love being there, but I'm not the one.
You don't feel rooted there at all? Like,
I don't feel rooted there, but I don't feel unwelcome. Like I feel very welcome there, but I don't feel like this is my home in the same way because I just haven't spent time there long enough. If you had asked me in high school when I was going every summer, I'd be like, yes, this is everything I wanted. But it's been so long. It's been like 11, 12 years. Since
Wow.
I've been back. I know.
But one thing you're intentional about is ownership, right? When it comes to being in your neighborhood in LA.
Big Boss Ray.
And that's it. And, you know, being in Inglewood and all of that, that's important. And
Real
I see
Estate Ray.
I see a lot of moves.
I'm going to take that, though. I like real estate. Right? I like those.
But I do see all the moves that you're making there. So can you tell us some of the things that you have going on?
Yeah. I mean, I am into, you know, obviously the South LA is going through heavy gentrification, and that is killing me. And I really just want to prioritize Black residences in the community. I want to create pipelines. I want to showcase Black businesses. I want the South LA Crenshaw area to be the Black version of what Koreatown is. Like, I want to be able to have everything feeding into one another, and that's like the grand vision. I'm nowhere near that yet, but I am, you know, buying different properties to expand.
You buy multi-units, single units?
I haven't yet. My dad is just like, that's where it's at. And I was like, I haven't. Because then you have to be a landlord, property manager.
You hire people
too.
to do a property management stuff.
That's extra money. That'll be down the line, hopefully, because I do want to just have affordable housing. But yeah, it's a long-term plan, and I'm learning so much. I have so much to learn.
No, that's dope. I never understood why we never did that. Like, you see Italian town in New York, you see Koreatown.
It's not Italian town. It's called Little Italy.
It's Italian town. It's Italian town.
Chinatown.
Like, everybody has their own places. It's the truth.
Guy.
Little Italy.
Y'all are so immature.
They are.
Why y'all can let him have that?
They are.
It's true. It's Chinatown.
Everybody has their own areas but us. Their own.
We just made up a whole neighborhood.
Jesus Christ.
I hate them. I hate them so much.
As you should.
You should.
Today's my last day. I'm quitting.
It's not even that far off.
That sounded a lot like Nip, though. That's what Nip was trying to do.
Yeah, and I have so much respect for what he was doing. And I observed that. You know, I remember being in college and hearing like what they were doing on Slauson and Crenshaw and wanting to do something similar, but, you know, obviously being broke. But it was just so dope to me that they, you know, him early on was investing, had a fucking storefront. You know, that was aspirational to me. It was inspiring.
What was the whole thing? Nip was squashing beef? You had a beef, you and Lauren or something like that?
No,
Was that an internet
it just got
rumor?
blown out of proportion. I'm not getting into it. Me and Lauren are great. We're
The
cool.
swimmer had beef?
The swimmer, first of all, yes, but no,
She
there was
about
no.
to say, nigga, I'm
there's
blood,
no,
nigga. Don't play with me. All right? All right. You almost threw your sets up, East. We saw you.
Was this in Little Italy?
It was an
Italian town.
Italian town.
We're great. I love Lauren London with all my heart. There was a misunderstanding, and yeah.
Word. Did you and Nip ever talk about like doing something like real estate wise?
No, we never got a chance to. My first time talking to him was at one of Diddy's birthday parties, you know, right before he passed. And that was my first time getting to meet him. But I'd seen what he was doing, and I wanted to. Like, I wanted to reach out. And we were actually, I do a series called A Sip, and he was going to be the guest, you know, right before he passed.
Wow.
So still, like, want to make his legacy proud and seeing the impact that he's had, you know, in my area, and love him.
You know, Issa really is one of the realest, though. And the reason I say that is, like, we're airing this on 10/21.
Okay.
And that date means something to me because it's my good friend Jasmine Waters, Jazz Fly's born day. And I say Issa's the realest for a lot of reasons, but I want to tell this story. Because when Jazz was still here on this planet, you pulled up on her one day and poured into her in a way that impacted her so much. And that conversation gave her so much hope and so much optimism. And I respect that so much, because the true measure of a person is how they treat someone who can't do anything for them.
Oh, man.
So I've told you that before, but I wanted to say that publicly because that's the type of person you are.
Jasmine was amazing, and, you know, rest in peace to her. But it's also like she poured love into me when I didn't have, you know, anything. And she just invited me to her house to kick it, and I liked her. And it was just like, I've never gotten a chance to sit with you and get to know you. And that was so fulfilling to me. And I wish I had known, but
well, you made her day that day. That is a fact.
Yeah, and I love the fact that, like he just said, there's things that you've done for people that you didn't have to, and that you didn't benefit from? Like, even when I ran into you and you were like, I'm going to do lip service.
What?
And then, look, I was like, oh, word? I was like, all right, I really followed up. And you really did it, but that was a big deal for me.
Oh, man.
Because I would never even think in my head, all right, Issa Rae about to do lip service. I wouldn't even have thought to even ask, but it meant a lot to me, especially during the pandemic.
Fan shit. That's all it is.
So what's your no like then? What's your no like nowadays? Because you gotta have you gotta have boundaries.
That one time you gave me that money, like
You gave him money.
She gave you money?
Oh, you don't want to tell them? No, we'll keep that. No, I ain't gonna tell nobody.
You gave him
Don't
money?
tell nobody about that.
Nah, we ain't gonna tell nobody about that.
So, but what's your no like? Because you gotta have boundaries.
My no, like literally N-O?
Yeah.
I say no all the time, happily.
Happily.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, no.
I'm sure, yeah. I say it politely, but
Okay.
I definitely say no. And it comes down to time. But for the most part, I will always try. If I feel like it's within me, I'll try. But then there are times when I just feel overwhelmed and I'm just like, sorry, I can't do it for you right now.
When the last time you said nigga no? Like nigga no.
I don't know, but it's definitely recent.
It's definitely recent.
Yeah.
And you playing Spider-Man or something? Spider-Woman?
I am into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
As Spider-Woman. I'm very excited. Like,
As a Marvel fan, that's huge.
Man, are you kidding me? Spider-Man since 3rd grade I've loved. So this is just a full circle moment for me, an opportunity. And those movies are so good. I mean, the movie is so good. The next movie is even better.
And aren't you doing a movie with The Rock too?
Oh, we're producing a show together. We'll see what's happening with that. But, development stuff.
A backyard wrestling?
Yeah, but you saw Alan Maldonado has a show that is also backyard wrestling.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe you
yeah,
could do
yeah.
street hockey
Salute to Alan.
instead, since you
I
play
hate
when
y'all.
you
I did not want that to be my dirty.
Street hockey be hard.
Street hockey be dope.
You know what? Do black people play street hockey? Do the black people play ice hockey? Like, are there big ice hockey
There's a
players?
couple.
Well, street hockey would be dope because then you can fight. Like, it's aggressive, it's hot, but
Or another drink. She grabbing her cup. That means she's either ready to go or she wants another
She's
drink.
gonna throw something on
it's
you.
always
She does.
I
We
know.
appreciate
And
you
look,
for
the
joining
last
us
thing I want to
today,
talk about is your coffee shop, though, because that inspired me as well. And I was telling you, I'm opening my coffee shop November 1st. But you have yours
Congratulations.
too. Why coffee for you?
Coffee shops are where I work and where I write, and I didn't have any in my neighborhood. And I met these guys. Shout out to AJ and Yoni, who have been, extremely collaborative, and they opened like the first coffee shop in V Park, and then we collaborated to open one in Inglewood and then Eagle Rock, and we just want to do that and expand to different hoods, because it is like those are places that I would network, those are places that I would write and just chill all day, and so we just wanted to make a nice coffee shop experience.
Dope.
What's y'all's?
So it's called Coffee Uplifting.
What's y'all's?
Yeah, it's in Brooklyn and Bed-Stuy, but we have our own brand of coffee, so they sell it in Whole Foods now here. Yes, so
Y'all have a brand of coffee that they're already selling in Whole Foods? Mm-hmm. Oh, we gotta catch up.
Yeah, so it's amazing. So I'm gonna send you some. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let you try some of the chocolate somebody made for us with the espresso.
Ooh, is it dark chocolate?
Yeah,
Okay, good, because a milk chocolate doesn't sit right with me.
I feel you.
I can't wait.
All right.
We
well,
got
thank
food for you too, Issa, if you
Oh
want to
yeah,
eat.
they got all kinds of things.
You know what I'm saying?
She got a long
We got
day. She
cake
gonna be
for you.
sleeping.
Why are y'all amazing?
Because
Thank
we want to
you.
celebrate you,
Celebrate
Big
you,
Boss
absolutely.
Ray, Real Estate Ray, Income
Ray,
Issa.
ladies and
Okay?
gentlemen, we
She just wanna drink
appreciate
the
you
champagne
for
with no
$5
food
million,
in her
$700 million
stomach.
contract. Why is that not to be
my
You know what?
celebrated?
Speak it into existence.
He's a bird, boy.
I appreciate
Cheers.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
It's Issa Rae. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.